What up, YouTube? Coming at y'all with another bike video. This is kind of a part two to the previous video I posted, which was building the lowrider bike versus a BMX. So I've been entertaining the idea of doing this series on my channel where I pretty much take uh, both styles of bikes out on rides and see what kind of reactions I get, just from the public or whatever. I do take my bikes out occasionally, but it's mostly like local. I've built more BMXs than lowrider bikes, but I have built lowrider bikes. So I know pretty much what kind of reaction I would get from BMXs already, although I still want to kind of do the series and, where people can actually see other people's reactions because I actually record it, as I'm getting the reactions, whatever. With BMX, I mostly get like reactions as far as, people that's just reminiscing from their childhood or, ex BMXers that, oh, I used to have that bike or I remember that bike, or current people that's in the BMX. They'll just be talking about their builds and, you just kind of spark up a conversation about BMX stuff and things like that. And, maybe current BMX events, old school stuff, mid school stuff, with the lowrider bikes, you get a whole different dynamic of people coming up to you. You get I'm speaking on SoCal because I know every area is different. You get, people that's just not even interested in bikes, that's interested in your bike just because it's unique and it looks different. You get, like, if you take it to, let's say, for instance, like I'm in SoCal, so let's say I take it to Venice Beach or the beach, you get women coming up to you, want to take pictures on the bikes, just, they're interested in the bike, so they want to take a selfie on your bike. Or you get tourists because, the beaches is where tourists go because they come to California because they think, SoCal is all about the beaches. So you get people who've never seen this type of stuff in person who always want to take pictures and just interested and asking 100 questions and things like that, just because they never seen nothing like that where they from. You get kids just interested just because it's shiny and crazy paint and chrome and things like that with a spring on it. And then you get older people, that's not necessarily in the lowrider bikes, but they remember the platform, which is like the Stingray platform, or if you got a 26-inch, beach cruiser or whatever, things like that. They remember the bike, so that kind of draws them like, oh, I remember those bikes as a kid. So you get a whole different dynamic, and I think it'd be kind of fun just to kind of show, what kind of reactions you get from both styles of bikes. I have 80s BMX, 90s BMX, which they both bring different types of people. And then, I have me and my girls beach cruisers coming out. They're going to be custom, so that'll be interesting to see what kind of reactions we get from those. And then, like I say, the lowrider bike. The lowrider bike, me being in SoCal is pretty much where lowriding started, and it's also, the BMX mecca. GT was made in Santa Ana. That's only maybe 30 minutes away from me or so. So I mean, if you're going to get a reaction out here, it's the hardest place to get a reaction because California kind of seen it all for the most part. So I think it'll just be fun to take it out and see, just to show y'all what kind of reactions, you can get from these type of bikes or whatever. As you can see, I have been tinkering with the lowrider bike a little bit. I did add a 3-speed shifter just because I'm thinking about making a 3-speed out of it, a 3-speed conversion. I also added the swing speedometer. Let me show y'all. So, with me, when I build stuff, man, like anything, really, like not just bikes, anything, bikes, cars, anything. I like to build with parts that's kind of hard to get, something that's more challenging. Like I don't like to just do like all mail order stuff where I can just, get online and get it like anyone else. I like things you got to search for. It's kind of hard to get. If you want to copy me, you can't just copy me because you got to actually find it first and things like that. And that's what BMX or anything, um, even my cars. I like to get parts for my cars, certain interior pieces, and just certain accessories for my cars that you can't just get. Like, you actually have to find someone selling it. So that's kind of my concept when I build anything. It pretty much makes me appreciate it more to know that you got like rare parts or hard to find parts. Like, for instance, this bike is a 77, which is not the most desirable year. It is the good years as far as Stingrays go, but the older the better when it comes to these bikes. But they're pretty much the same. They're exactly the same besides the year. Maybe small little differences, chain stay spacing and stuff like that. But overall, it's the same damn thing. So with that being said, I want to backdate it as far as some of the parts, because some of the parts is harder to find when they're older. Like the seat post clamps, I want to get an AS seat post clamp. Thinking about actually doing a OG Swin Springer fork. I actually bought one from my Beach Cruiser build, a 24-inch OG build. Give me a second. Trash man coming by. Kind of loud. Try to talk over there a little bit. But anyway, I got an OG 24-inch AS bolt Springer from the 60s, and those are super hard to find. And when you do, they cost a lot of money. And it's just too nice of a Springer fork for me to bend, because you have to bend the Springer forks to put them on a lowrider bike, because they straight up and down. So for a lowrider bike to give it that look, you have to actually bend them. So they're just too nice to bend. So I'm thinking about finding like a rough set and bending those for it. Just to have some OG parts and things like that on the bike. But yeah, man, it should be an interesting series if I do decide to do it. What y'all think about it. Some of the most rewarding thing, like with me, if I just built stuff in my garage and nobody came and saw it, I wouldn't care, because I just enjoy building this stuff regardless. But it is rewarding to build shit and actually take it out and actually get some recognition for it. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of you like to do. Like, that's kind of why some of us do it. You just want to, although you do it to your liking and you do it because you want it, it does feel good. Like when you go out and people be like, oh, I like your bike, or that's nice, or damn, you did that. And you're just amazed off something that you did with ease. It's kind of, it's like your hard work paid off for the most part. So with that being said, I think it'd be cool. Maybe it might motivate some people to build something, see what kind of reaction you'll get when you take it out. Something else I want to do, I got a 92 GT Vertigo. One thing I built a gang of BMXs, but I never did a show build. Thinking about doing like a straight show build with my 92 Vertigo. Just see what kind of reaction I can get with that. If I can win a few, rewards and things like that with it, just to see how far I can go with it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that bike. I might do something else. I am gonna build that bike, of course, but I might go a little harder and try to find something a little more better, I guess you could say. Maybe an older GT. I also wouldn't mind doing like because I have an 88 Vertigo, but it's like original, so I don't want to really mess with it. But if I could find like a 88 Vertigo frame, or 87 Performer frame, another one or whatever, just something that I could build straight custom, because I'm not going original. If I do like a custom show build, it's for sure not going to be original. It's going to be all custom build wheels. I don't think I'm going to do mags on the next build as far as the BMX. I think I'm going to actually build me a nice set of wheels. So it's going to be like, if I do an actual show BMX build, it's going to be like off the chain. It's going to be off the Richter scale. It's going to be nothing but top-notch parts. Don't get me wrong, I am going to have some aftermarket parts, because some stuff I just won't pay for. Like OG Power Series cranks and things like that, man, them things be like $1,500–$1,600 now. So I'm not paying that for no 3-piece crank. So I might get some aftermarket ones and just polish them out instead of leaving that the regular finish. maybe just knock the coating off and just polish them out. Just to be a little different, because it's going to be a show build, every nut and bolt and things like that. So that's the reason I really don't want to run no mags, because when you buy vintage mags, even if you find some NOS, they always got some type of gouge or something, some yellowing, or so if you actually build a wheel, it's going to be 100% brand new and just flawless. So that's pretty much my reasoning for when I do a BMX build for a show, I'm going to actually build some spoked wheels. But yeah, just wanted to give y'all that idea. Tell me what y'all think about me taking these bikes out, see what kind of reactions I can get from them. BMX versus Lowrider. But yeah, so yeah, I'm out, y'all. All right.